This is Nosey with Good Intentions, the podcast.
In every nook and cranny.
This is Michael.
And Kirk. Guiding your noses today.
That worked!
Good evening.
Good evening. It might be evening.
It is evening. 11:30 on Tuesday.
Club going up
Absolutely.
on a Tuesday.
How are
Wonder
you?
why that is. Club going up on a Tuesday.
I don't know. That's the only song he ever had, though. One hit wonder. I think that was shit. I'm a none hit wonder, so I can
Shit on him. Right off the
No,
bat.
I'm a none hit wonder, so who the fuck am I to talk?
I have none hits.
Yes, not one. None. Is that where that come from?
What?
None. Not one. Or not even one? I think I'm overthinking that. N-O-N-E. Whatever.
None. The answer to the question is none.
Hot mess. But anyway, yeah, none.
Speaking of none, what's been on your mind?
None. N-U-N.
What's your thoughts been this week? Been a week?
It has. Question. So, why is there a double standard when it comes to men and women being gender fluid?
What?
An example. A woman can be trisexual in college. She can
That's not
sexually.
gender fluid.
It's not?
No.
What is gender fluid then?
You're somewhere on the gender spectrum.
Oh, okay, then let me rephrase my question. Why is there a difference between men and women being able to sexually experiment?
Sexually fluid.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, sexually fluid. Sorry. My bad, Blair.
Clarifications abound.
Play us for that.
Yeah, you just had bad days too.
You know what I'm referring to, right?
I want you to be example.
No, well, like I was saying, like how like a girl can be in college and be trisexual. You know the joke.
Yeah.
But a guy can't
Love.
be. The who?
Lesbian until graduation.
That's a mug?
Yeah.
That's right there. Yes. But yeah, but a guy can't, but she can go back and be with dudes. But when it's a guy, it's a total, I mean, there's no sense for everything. We all know that. But this particular topic, why can a guy not sexually explore himself and then say, I did it once or twice, I didn't like it, I don't want to date girls?
I have some theories.
Okay.
So I think the first theory is, we've famously mentioned this on the podcast once or twice. Men tend to look at the privacy, not really where the privacy came from.
Okay.
So I think there's an excusable, you want to have sex with me? I'm ready.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like women, there tends to be this fear of, he's going to leave me for a man. You know what I mean? Comment below. Seriously, I think this is a real thing. Like when Oprah did that whole interview about the down low, which was probably not a great thing.
I mean, I'm sure it didn't.
I think that probably even before that, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where sometimes with my mom, I'll like half mention something and she's like, what?
What do you mean?
People do that? What?
Like this?
Anything.
Oh.
You know, what's a podcast? Like, my mom, that blows my mom. I don't think it's an age thing. I think it is a privilege thing.
What do you mean?
Well, like, white people.
The Caucasian persuasion.
Ladies! And gentlemen. Tend to be a little bit more oblivious to things that are happening out in the world. Whereas I feel like the black women knew that their men were having these poker nights where they were poking each other. You know what I'm saying? I think they knew.
That's the name of this episode, Poker Nights.
I think they knew. I think somewhere within their
women's intuition.
that
men's poked.
That somebody was poking somebody.
Okay.
Part of me thinks that they thought it might be females coming to the poker night, they may not have realized that it was bros no hoes.
They weren't playing cards.
Only bros no hoes. They were tickling the ivories. But I think there was sort of when that became a thing that was sort of out in the open. I think it was something that had already been talked about for a long time amongst black women. Comment below if I'm wrong.
I don't know, baby.
Comment below if I'm correct. You know, I am word. It's been a while, but I do have a tendency to word up. You know. But I think part of that is men are looking at females as a sexual being, whereas women are looking at men a little bit more holistically. So they're looking at baggage, they're looking at, all these things, whereas men in the beginning are looking at, I'm trying to hit that. They're not necessarily looking at,
This is going to be my wife.
she's touched another woman,
She's what is it? Not stained. What is it? she's soiled. She's not soiled.
Yeah. She's untouched.
She's unpretty.
Unpretty. Well, sometimes we all feel a little unpretty sometimes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think part of that is the reason. Mm-hmm. I also think we've talked about this before, this particular piece. I believe your phrase was, I ain't trying to be somewhere everybody's been up in.
Yeah.
I believe that was the phrase. I might be misquoting a little bit.
That don't mean she got to be a virgin, but she ain't trying to be wife. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not trying to wife somebody who's been with 40, 50 dudes. That's not my cup of tea. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with her. That's just not my cup of tea.
Why don't you tell me a little bit more about it?
About his 40, 50 dudes?
40 or 50. I think we did some math on this.
We did. We did some actual math. Like, I think I did the calculation and everything.
Yes, we got the calculator out and everything.
Yes.
So, let's say over 10 years.
Oh, hell. Okay.
That's only 4 a year.
Yeah, but like, didn't they have not one long-term relationship in them 10 years?
What if she was trying?
Clearly she was trying.
Biscuit, she was fucking for a relationship. She was just fucking everybody, trying to get somebody to say, I'll stay. I mean, no offense, just what do you do?
I'm not judging. That's just not for me.
Your face says you're judging.
I might be.
Ain't my cup of tea.
Or beer. I just never wanted to be that guy that's walking around the mall and be uncomfortable. Especially if I know, I not personally know him, but know that you've been with 40, 50 dudes. Uh-huh. And this is your hometown. You ain't never left. I think it would be if you 40, 50 dudes and we move to the other side of the country. Tokyo, Japan, cool. Not literally, but I'm just saying, I don't want to be...
You can even move a county over and probably never see them again.
Not where I live.
I bet you'd be surprised. Like, where I went to college was a large... It wasn't New York, but it was a large area. Mm-hmm. There are people that I went to college with that still live there, and I can go to 15 restaurants and still haven't run into them. I can be at Wally World and still not see them. I mean, you'd be surprised at how... it would have to probably be something like... Let's say my original roommate at college, if he was having a get-together, and me, I was one of the invitees, and somebody else that went to school with us was invited.
Oh, gotcha.
We would see each other there.
Right, but that's not...
But that would be a one-off.
Right.
You might run into them somewhere else. Maybe. But the likelihood is not as much as you think it is.
Well, that's fair. Well, I think I've said this on the episode. I've been in a room in a public setting...
I believe it was 2.
Yes, 2 people that I've been with, and it was very weird. And they didn't know that I had slept with the other. Uh-huh. And it
wasn't weird for them.
No, it was chilling. But for me, I was like, I don't know if it was on my face. I hope it wasn't.
I hope it was.
I'm light skinned already. I don't need to tell you. That's embarrassing. But that's a very uncomfortable setting for me.
But why was that uncomfortable?
I don't know.
Let's explore.
I mean,
Because we may be getting to the root of why it's an issue for a double standard.
for me, I guess it would be because even if there's no like intent of like I'm gonna try to take him home tonight, but just like playful banter, I think most people I think can read chemistry or body language enough to be like, oh, they seem like they get along a little too well, or they got some history.
Uh-huh.
You know, you just let me take myself.
I know what you're talking about. I see you. Camera one.
So I just don't listen to camera two. I just think it would be very unsettling for me
If they happen to like talk to each other.
if they catch on, like, or you know. And again, it would be.
Here's my thing. The worst that could happen is they come up to you had sex with him? So did I.
Oh, that's true. Like, and it's not current, so it doesn't really matter. But
When was yours? 15 years ago. Mine was 10. Oh, okay. We weren't even in the same year.
That's true. I mean, but men make up, at least for me, I make up shit that I think is going to happen that never happens. Like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? And 99.999% of the time, that don't even happen.
Sounds about right.
I didn't say it was women's fault that there's a double standard. But now,
okay. I wasn't putting any blame on anyone.
I just clarifying. You know,
Michael underscore.
They already say I'm sexist, and I say I'm sexist, or yeah.
Well, you are, but it's not your fault. It's because men are trained to be this way. You're not just. I was about to say pussy hunters. You're not. You're taught this behavior. You're taught to like seek this out. You're taught to do. You know what I'm saying? It's. I want to be one of the cool guys, and the cool guys talk about how many times they've had sex. Like, you know, it becomes this behavior that's not inherent. It's just it's there because you're told it's there.
It's like we was in the car and I said like the guys who talk about all that they get in the locker room and you know they're virgins. You're like, bro.
Right. Well, you learn later they're virgins.
Yeah. But
the whole time you're
man,
like,
they got all the girls.
You're like, wow, I can't believe that.
And lo and behold, he's a virgin just like you are.
Correct. You're just making shit.
Yeah, he doesn't talk more than you do, so it sounds good. But
yeah. I don't know though. I think also like there. Okay. Lesbians out there, please write in. I might be incorrect. I think oftentimes lesbian relationships by straight men are looked at as they haven't met the right guy yet.
I used to think that, but I don't think that anymore.
I think generally,
probably so.
This happens a lot. I think.
Yeah, just like I used to have not.
So I think because it's looked at as that's not that serious. When you meet a girl and she's like, "Yeah, I've been with like 5 women," you're like, "It's not serious."
I think because you have the opening, it makes you think those weren't serious, even though they might have been serious.
Right. But for women, everything is serious. If you talked to Jessica, y'all was fucking. Y'all was engaged.
You talked to James.
If you talked to James, y'all was fucking. Y'all was engaged. Y'all was ride or die. Like, I think because it's looked at from the female perspective, straight women look at men and they go, everything before me was serious.
Even though half of it probably most of it
probably wasn't.
Right. But even the college experience?
Yeah. Because I think it's that fear of, well, like I had a friend, she was bi, or is bi, I don't know. If you're listening, girl, hey. I mean, I hadn't talked to her in forever, but I remember her and I had lunch. We used to do it. We used to script together. But
it's a gender fluid strip club.
That's true. He forgets I wasn't a stripper. But she would say like, she's like, I can marry a woman, I can marry a man. It just depends on who I meet.
What's that sexual orientation?
Bisexual.
I think there's another word for it.
So I said, well, what if you meet another female that's bisexual? She was like, cool. And I said, well, what if you meet a guy that's bisexual? And before I could even get bisexual out, she went, no.
See, but why is that not?
And I was like, man. And she said, you ain't gonna be no. You know, she wasn't of my color. She wasn't of my.
She was mine.
Darker than Jewel, darker than yours. Sweeter than Jews.
Yeah,
you know.
Black and the berry.
And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, I'm not alone in that feeling.
No, I think most black women
Turns
not
out,
fucking with it. Yeah.
She ain't
Because you know me.
She ain't alone in that.
No, I knows with good intentions, so I ask people shit like that.
Nah.
And just about every black woman, or hell, most women in jail, but specifically black women, they're like, nah, we ain't fucking with it.
Yeah. Which is so weird to me.
I don't really know why.
Because, I mean, to me, if anything, let's say Jessica meets Joe, and Joe says, listen, I just want to get it out there because just in case anything ever comes up, 5 years ago, I met Willie.
And I took his butt.
And me and Willie had a one moment thing, and I realized that ain't me.
Yeah.
So I just want to put it out there, just in case anybody else puts it out there. To me, if I was Jessica, I would be like, oh, well, at least you know now.
Okay.
Like, that's not going to be a thing.
Right.
Because you already know. And you're already knowing has nothing to do with me, happened before you met me, and hasn't happened since.
Well, see, white women seem to be more receptive to it. Because the white women I've asked, they're like, they're kind of on the fence. Black women are like,
Okay, fuck the story. I hope she never listens. I hope she never listens because I think they're a little sensitive about this story. But
Send it to her.
Fascinated by it. So, this girl that I went to school with, she met this guy, and he had been in relationships with men, like
he was
identified as gay. He even was he was even a prostitute for a while. You know,
a gay prostitute.
A gay prostitute for a while. Anyway, so something happened in his world, and they met, and they're still married. And she knows all about it. And
is she white?
She is.
Okay.
He is and she is.
Okay. They both of Caucasian persuasion.
They are both of the Caucasian. But they're still married. They're still. I've been told. I haven't seen them, but I've been told they're very happy. They have at least a daughter. They might have two.
Okay.
But they have at least a daughter together.
So they're for real together. They're not.
Yeah, but it was something that he was like, this was a whole chapter of my life that for me is just closed.
So he ain't gay anymore, or
I don't know if he ever was gay. Like I think he was doing gay activity and it felt good because sex feels good.
Yeah, sex feels good.
It's not about ladies. I don't know if this makes sense to everybody, but I feel like in general, a lot more men than before are realizing that sex just feels good. That doesn't mean there's anything else.
The
oftentimes
ending is what
ladies
you're looking for,
equate sex with marriage
and romance and
love. Whereas I feel like men, because they're given permission to, have a much more diverse. Like I think for him it was, oh, that felt good. I would like to do that again, not because of you, person I did it with, but because the act felt good.
Yeah.
And I think that may have been.
I mean, busting off feels good. Busting off, it still feels good.
Busting off. Busting off. That's the word I was looking for. Busting off.
In general.
But I think some of that may have led him to think like
that's what he wanted.
Oh, I'm gay because I enjoy this versus I'm enjoying busting off. You know what I mean? Like,
well, did they pay me or not?
And then it's sort of, anyway. So, but now, I mean, there, and it could be, there's also people, and I really believe this, that are bi that, to me, gay is not, I can have sex with guys of the same sex, or lesbian. That is, I can have a deeper connection with someone, a deeper intimate connection with someone of the same sex.
Uh-huh.
Whereas bi is, I can have a deep intimate relationship with human being, with either a male or a female. There's other words for the gender spectrum. We see you, hi.
You're not getting
for this moment, because Michael will start asking questions.
I
will be like a 7-hour episode.
Yeah, I'm a little reread. I can't let you know.
Not reread. So, but anyway, for our moment right now, gay, bi, and straight. That's it.
Okay.
There's a whole other spectrum, but for right now,
we got a lot to do. I just don't understand all of it, and it throws the episode off.
So anyway. So all that to say, there are people that are like, I only have a deeper connection and that feeling with someone of the opposite sex, straight. Mm-hmm. I have that feeling with someone of the same sex, gay, lesbian.
Why is there a difference between gay and lesbian if they technically?
Well, only because I feel like it's being seen and heard. If I say it used to be gay, was the whole umbrella. Now it's queer. But because I am confining our discussion to something so small, I'm going to say gay and lesbian.
Okay.
And then there is, I can have a deeper connection with either men or women, identifying as men or women, bisexual.
You're like, we're not going down this rabbit hole.
We're not.
Just roll with my explanation.
You are seen and you are heard.
We acknowledge you. I just know I'm a reader, okay?
So anyway.
So, yeah.
But yes. But the people don't realize, I think it's because the word sexual, but sexual orientation doesn't come from the act of sex. It comes from the biological male, biological female, and how you interact.
Okay. I don't understand, but we're going to keep going.
You know, like sex.
Yeah.
Boy, girl.
Yeah.
Means sex.
Yeah.
But then there's gender. We're not going down that road. Because
Reread.
that's a several lane highway, and we're not going to get on that highway.
Okay.
Interesting.
Same difference.
Whatever. So, for our purposes,
I got a side note. Do you know that Hawaii has interstate highways, even though it's interstate highways means to connect between
states?
Yes. Why is it? It doesn't matter. Anyway,
do you think maybe it's because of islands?
I don't think
Maybe
the
they're
highway-
called states. I don't know.
Maybe.
Possible.
Maybe. But so then, why do you think there's a double standard for women, though? As far as being like, ew, you're with boys.
I think a lot of it is, I don't want to be left for a man. I think it's also
You think
because
that happens
women,
often?
well, yes.
Really?
Sorry.
I think that's an older generation thing. Like when you couldn't be openly gay or lesbian or anything under that umbrella.
We're the older generation.
I remember the dudes those people that like.
I had like 4 girlfriends.
Yeah, but I mean,
Who I loved.
Yeah.
Sisters. I just didn't realize at the time it was sisterly love.
But what I'm saying is, if you think about it, right? I'm growing up. I knew more of not recently, but more of like in the 50, 60-year-old range. Those people would be like married, and I think you've told a story about like it would be like a guy and a girl would be married, and they get to a certain point, the kid's grown out of the house, and sometimes the wife has known or suspected that the guy is gay or vice versa, and they kind of split up, and it's not a bunch of animosity. It's more like, motherfucker, I knew you was gay. Go on and find your boyfriend. It's cool. It is what it is.
I hope they said exactly that.
Fairly certain they don't say that. But I've heard of those type of stories. But those are like my parents. Your parents are older than mine, but like an older generation thing where you had to hide that you were gay. I don't think people in their 20s and 30s is like hiding. I mean, they're hiding, but I'm saying.
Oh, I think it's in a different way though, because now, whereas our time, it was. I ain't fucking no faggot.
Yeah, but girls
now
in high school weren't scared to be gay.
There's so many lanes to the highway. I don't think half of them know what they're talking about. Do you know what I'm saying? Though, like I don't think half the people even know what the other half are talking about. Like it is such a.
You see, I'm confused. That's why I try to.
Anyway, I'm not saying that I fully understand it. I'm more of like. I'll give you a brief example.
Oh, yeah.
Do not ask me any questions about it. Type of question if you have. Like, bisexual, that term, bi, two, male or female. Pansexual is the whole rainbow. So that's why I was specifying man and female, because that is very specific to bi, whereas there is a word, pan, for someone who is fucking the whole rainbow, every lane. Fucking any lane. Not every lane. Sorry, panties. But, that's not worse. Sorry about pan people. But pansexuals.
That's racist.
What I'm saying is, you can hop in any lane.
Right.
Versus, I'm going to pick one of these 2 lanes, or I could go in either of these 2 lanes. This person's like, any of the lanes I'm down.
And that's the ones where they say, love is love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do think it's sort of, I think that it's because men do see,
I think we're
I think men are taught from a very young age that sex and sexual acts can be devoid of feelings, love, and a relationship of any kind.
Yeah, you can bust off and peace out.
Bust off. Bust off, peace out.
Absolutely.
A-tail, uptown, A-tail down.
Peace out, A-tail down. All of that. The whole pan.
Bust up, bust out,
Bust off.
Bust off. Bust off, peace out.
Here we go.
That is not taught to women.
No.
That is not encouraged nor taught to women. So when they're looking at this same situation, they're going, love is love. And men are going, she had sex with a woman. Great, okay, whatever. Sex is sex. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the divide, so to speak.
Oh. Then why do you think it's for white women are more open to it than black women? Because of the Oprah interview?
Here's the thing. Probably. Well, and a lot of black women ended up with STDs.
Oh, back in the day.
Because of these.
Yeah.
It wasn't as long ago as we're.
It wasn't
that long ago. The interview was.
Was it older interview?
20 years ago?
So it's Chevy older.
I think it was not at her skinniest Oprah, but the skinny Oprah prior to the skinniest Oprah.
Okay.
Roughly 20 years ago.
Because I know that her, like, last episode, Jesse Johnson fluctuated.
Reverend does it.
Yeah, like, who else fluctuated weight? The other singer, Luther. Big Luther, I love Luther. I like Big Luther.
The old Vandross.
Yeah. He was
The Vandross sisters?
That sounds like Sound of Music. No?
So anyway,
How you like
but I do think that that's the difference, is its view of this concept of sex. Like, I am terrified of STDs.
Yeah.
So, I'm always ready. Okay. But I'm also afraid of STDs.
I'm always ready.
So I have this dynamic, I have this contradictory dynamic within myself where I'm like, let's fuck everybody. Don't fuck everybody out. Everybody's afraid. Everybody has STDs. Everybody's gross.
But you was one person, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
But you know what I'm saying? But I think that is why I'm more encouraged to focus my energies on one other person.
Oh, okay.
My fear of STDs, which, bless his heart, only gets all the focus of my always ready.
Isn't that a good thing?
I hope so. I hope he feels it's a good thing as well.
We can know the knees don't work like these. You have hip pain and shit.
Listen.
I'm just like,
pain be gone.
Hey.
As soon as the moment,
and the moment ends, you're like, my leg, mercy.
I'm not worried about the moment ending.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to the moment. But I also think, like, because there's this, I think because there were a lot of black women, and it became like a whole, like, story. Like, it wasn't just this Oprah interview. It became like a documentary. It became like this whole idea of the down low and...
There's still motherfuckers that's down low.
Oh, there's still... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I met one last week. Inadvertently.
Wait, tell this story.
Well, it wasn't a story. I was out and about the world. I can't tell you.
Wally World?
Huh?
Wally World?
No.
Stripping
at the strip club. There was just somebody there that was like, oh, okay.
Oh, you identified by watching.
Yeah.
Did they confirm?
Yes.
What y'all got to throw up a bat signal? Like, well, how did it confirm?
Nodding.
He's like, I see you.
Action.
Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about it when we get there.
Holding hands.
Now you know they download, they openly holding hands.
It wasn't open. I just was seeing it. Never mind. Edit this part out.
I'm not editing this part out. Just tell me at the end of this episode. I don't want to know.
It was a little hand touching.
Okay.
With like emotion.
You know what they are.
No.
Then why you can't say it?
I just don't want anybody to hear this.
They don't listen.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Just saying. I actually don't know their name.
Well then, you good.
I could probably pull them off. I'm good with faces. I'm horrible with names.
Me too.
Even if they would yell their name across the thing, I still wouldn't.
Oh, you peeped it from like across the room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, you have to watch the video to get my reaction.
But they presented it straight.
I know that they're married to a female.
Oh. Okay, teach us something.
Ah.
All right, well then. Is that what it's do? You could have just said that.
Well, I wasn't trying to tell any of it.
That was enough for us, sir. Hey.
But anyway, the download is still very real.
Yeah.
I had a friend. I think I talked about him on here before. I don't remember what. He didn't have a nickname or anything, but he was married had 2 kids.
Yeah, didn't you say he took a weekend a month to go see what they do?
Yeah.
I don't think you told that on here. I think you told me that at work.
No, I did tell you.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't, I'd tell it now.
Oh.
No, I mean he was married for a long time, and he had a full-fledged like boyfriend.
But you said she was cool with it.
No, that was a different story. No. This one had a.
Never mind.
This one had a secret boyfriend and a whole different life, and the towns were about an hour away from each other. Yeah.
Your face would make me laugh like a mother. Because you be feeling like.
I'm like,
If you don't watch the video, y'all be missing out on a lot of good ass shit.
well, I think some videos, it's like I told you, I think I said it on here, but I may not have. Because I was the gay one, and I got kicked out of Christian camp for having a cigarette.
I remember you telling me that.
People just assumed I was scum. And when they think that you're scum, they're like, let me tell you about my stuff. Because you're worse than I am, allegedly. And I'm just like, and there's nobody for me to tell. And I think when they realize I never say anything, more people come to tell me stuff. Because they know I'm not going to say anything.
Until you get on those with good attention.
But I don't name anybody. I don't know how their name.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, he had a whole boyfriend. Like, full boyfriend. I never met the boyfriend, but I talked to him on the phone.
Do you think that women are like you when they think about it?
Like their weenies touched?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I had 2 hot dogs for the video and just pop them together. Hercules! Probably. Well, I also think it's one of those things where, I think we talked about this before. When you're like, they cheated on me. In your mind, it's the hot sex scene in the movie. But in reality, it's never like that.
Regardless if it's 2 dudes or a guy and a girl.
Whichever.
You don't think so?
It's never the movie.
You don't think they ravish each other and go crazy?
No.
I don't know.
It's much shorter and much less intense.
Sex scenes in movies aren't long though.
They're portrayed to be
long.
You know, like there's no sun and then there's sun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Time lapse video.
The time lapse is shown another way.
Yes, they start,
or they look at the alarm clock. Like we're in the bed tussling with the sheets. We look at the alarm clock. Next thing we know, it's 5 hours later, and they've got their hair everywhere. And they're laid out like that was the best ever.
Yeah, I think the longest sex scene in a movie I've ever seen might have been 8 Mile. No wait. Is it the longest sex scene?
8 Mile, the Eminem movie.
I mean, as long as actual like hunching. I'm trying to think of. I've seen like the lead up and all of that.
What him?
Yeah. He was hunching.
Listen, movies.
Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
I think it's her name, right?
Listen, movies are all about telling a tale.
What?
You can make it as good or as bad as you want it to.
I like 8 Mile.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
You've never seen it?
No.
I'm glad you finally seen what comes up for you.
Don't with the accent.
Well, I can't do the accent. I suck at all accents.
You just did it.
It was all right.
I didn't say it was accurate. I said you tried it.
Yeah, I made a valiant fail.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think a lot of it is because I don't know. I do think it's perspective though.
I think also with straight dudes, we look at it as like, man, she was getting hot and heavy with another girl. We don't think of it as, ew, their flowers touched.
I may or may not know someone that their wife left them for a woman. I know a few actually.
For real?
No.
Our generation?
And younger. That's what I'm saying it's still happens.
Well, I know somebody.
Won't you tell us a tale?
Absolutely. I know somebody whose best friend got with their mom. Like their best friend stole their mom from their dad. Maybe not stole her, that's not the right word.
I know this story, don't I?
I don't know.
I think you told me this one.
Maybe off mic I have. But basically, one girl had a best friend that was a female. And the best friend liked her. But come to find out, the best friend ended up getting with her mom, and the mom left her husband for the best friend. That's weird. Not weird, it's interesting.
Entanglement.
Is that an entanglement?
Oh, what a web we weave when first we practice to entangle. It's what a web we weave when first we practice to deceive.
I never know.
Really?
I mean,
Have you heard that, Kim?
How's that from?
It's like a really famous line. It's like because you have to keep up with all the lies, so it ends up being this big web of.
Oh, I know what you're referring to, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know who said it though. I've just heard it my whole life.
I've heard "Oh, what a web we weave." I didn't hear the rest of it though.
The rest of it is when we practice to deceive.
Ah, that's pretty fun
for a white guy. You remember that song?
Hell yeah!
Pretty fly for a white guy.
That was the MTV Jams era.
TRL.
There you go.
No.
Total Request Live. For the longest time, I did not know what that stood for.
Well, it used to be called
Total Request Live?
MTV Total Request Live.
Oh!
That it used to just say all the words.
That's too much.
Well, and then over time, acronyms started becoming more hip and popular, so it got shrinked to TRL.
Oh, got about like the 106 Park era and Rap City.
106 and Park is a long title. When you think about compared to the other titles around that time, which would have been like TRL, these letters.
Well, that's the street.
106 and Park.
That's
sort of a lot to say.
That's the street the studio was on. That's what they called it. That's pretty good though. We got an episode called 106 Park.
We sure did.
Yeah, but reading it is faster than saying it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's literally just the numbers and Park.
Yeah.
But when you say that, that's true. Oh, what a web we weave.
Well, but I think it's one of those things where, sadly, because there's this double standard, a lot of men are super secretive, have killed other men, to keep their secret. So, because they knew that it would affect them.
Then why do it at all?
Even recently, I think it was a couple months ago.
A dude killed his boyfriend, his down low boyfriend, or he was down low and killed his boyfriend?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
See, I don't see the point in that. I mean, if you're just going to engage in it, just engage in it.
There was this thing that went around on social media, and people sort of laughed at it. And the first time I saw it, I was sort of like, oh, wow. But it was this guy had found his boyfriend in pictures and getting engaged to this girl. And so he made this video, and it was their picture, him and the fiance, the guy and the fiance, boyfriend.
They basically exposed him.
And then said, just an FYI, that was the next thing. And then it was pictures of them, one of them was of them kissing, one of them was like hugging each other, holding each other. And like it became this huge thing that went all over the internet for like a month.
Why you send this to me so I could have got a good laugh at him?
It was forever.
Oh.
I think I was still. I was working in the building. That's when you were on hiatus.
You could have sent it to me.
I didn't think about you at that time because
That's fine.
I never saw you.
That's fine. But yeah, it would have been funny. But what, see, I don't like stuff.
But I mean, it went around. Like, I mean, you could probably find it pretty quick.
But I think what people do in the closet, or not in the closet, Lord, what people do in the privacy of their own home or their partner's home.
It's supposed to be private.
Yeah, that's hence the privacy.
Well, sorry. I knew you'd get me to eat.
Oh, Lord. No, I mean, because for one, you're supposed to be able to trust. I'm talking about somebody you're with, not just a one-night stand. Somebody you with, you're a couple, throuple, whatever other upples they got out there.
Well,
That's between y'all. And then the guy doing that doesn't help the case of people who are on the down low.
well,
I'm sure he was hurt, but still.
But my thing is, like, even if you're the guy that your ex-boyfriend is now getting married to a woman.
And it was his ex-boyfriend?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
That part I don't really know. I assume. If not, it was then.
It might have been his current.
But I can understand being upset, but you're also erasing the fact that this guy could potentially be bisexual.
Yeah.
I mean, or more. Pan. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're
PassThePanties.com. No tea.
There's up in the DMs. But I mean, that sort of like, you just sort of refuse to even consider the fact that he might have fallen in love with this female. So he could be bi because he could fall in love with same sex and other sex. Opposite.
So would you say that stuff like that sets back the queer community?
Oh, 100%.
Because I think that when
anytime this is what boggles my mind, because anytime we in the community of the LGBTQIA++, if you invalidate one of the other letters,
you shit on the whole umbrella.
You
right?
shit on the whole queer umbrella.
Yeah.
Because you can't have one. You can't have one without the other. Love and marriage love. But mine can't. If yours can't be valid, mine can't be valid too. Like if I'm shitting on yours, I'm shitting on mine too.
It's the same umbrella.
So that's why I don't shit on it. I mean, I may not understand it,
right?
But I'm like,
you don't have to.
Have at it, girl. I don't care. Right. Everybody's a girl with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm girl everybody.
Yeah, it's not exclusive to just females or cisgender females.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct. But I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I guess I might be a little more hesitant if you were assigned female at birth, like you had a vagina, but you identify as a guy. I might be a little less like, hey girl, you know.
Just
to be okay. Just to you know. I mean, like, I'm not gonna be like, dude, you know what I'm saying? But I might be like, hey boo, instead of hey girl. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's boo instead of girl.
I mean, they're on the homeless, they be like, what up, boo?
What up, dog? G. What if I did that one day? What if I walked up and I was like, so?
To me?
And my whole attitude was that way.
I would start laughing because that's not you.
What if it was?
But I know.
What if this was an act?
You've been doing a damn good job for 3.5 years. 3.5 years of fame.
Yeah. But I know people that can do that.
What?
People that can sit beside you and watch a sports thing and dude, boy, bro, dap it up. And then they come and hang out with me and they're just like me.
For real?
There's people that do that all the time.
Now, what's the point of that? That's not code switching. That's something different.
I mean, because you're cake and eat it too. I mean, that's your down low. You know what I'm saying? Like, down low tends to be prescribed to black men, but really, there are white men that are on the down low. There are, yeah, there's Asian men that are on the down low. There's Mexican men. There's
I know
Hispanic men.
there's senators and shit.
They're all on the down low.
But
the
word
term
goes
tends to
down.
make people think of Oprah,
Right.
where hers were all
Black dudes.
you know.
So that the guy who did he's getting married. This is my ex-boyfriend. Was he white or black?
The guy that was posting it was black. The guy that was the boyfriend getting married to the woman,
white?
they were both white. Him and the white guy and the white woman.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
His feelings. He was butthurt.
He was he was butt lonely.
Him butt lonely. Or would that be his butt lonely?
But he felt some type of way. Because it's not like, it's sort of like sometimes I try to think to myself, like, if I was single, or if only was like, hey, I don't know if I ever said this, but I'm bisexual. I might be like, what?
For real?
Because there would be a part of me that's like,
He gonna let me for one of them raggedy bitches.
ladies! No, because I guess there would be an initial reaction of,
Really?
damn, I gotta watch out for everybody.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, I think there would be a moment of that. Me personally, I would be like, well, you know, when you're with me, if you're with me, that's, you know. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Someone who's bi can cheat just as easily as someone who's straight, just as easily as someone who's gay, just as easily as somebody who's lesbian.
Yeah.
Who's paying? Everybody can cheat just as easily as everybody else.
Yeah.
So my thought would be, damn, I gotta watch out for women too. But shortly after that, I'd be like, listen, either you're gonna be with me or you're not.
Right.
The reality is, regardless of what you did 10 years ago, if we're together now, whatever you do from here on out affects me. All that stuff before me, unless you take it out on me, it doesn't affect me.
So you would look at only, just hypothetically, if he had been with girls in college, it was like with women, like all out.
Uh-huh.
And then he came in and was like,
He had a girlfriend. He was engaged.
for real?
Yeah. Let me clarify that. Only if you're listening to this and you weren't engaged. I'm sorry. I think they were like, or they talked about it. Maybe they talked about it.
Camera 2. Look at this, that's good.
I think they were like serious. Like they dated for a while. Yeah. I think they just talked about it. I don't think they were ever officially engaged. I think they just talked about it.
Trying to clean it up. I don't,
you know, my memory's shot.
just as bad as mine is that. But no,
I mean, I had girlfriends.
I know that you said that, but I'm saying, but you have defined now that you're not bi. But what if, or pan, or whatever the rest of them, they confuse me. Bread pan, I don't know.
Cake pan.
Pan.
Pancakes.
Let me stop being offensive. But no, I mean, I guess that makes sense though. I don't know. Because I wouldn't be like, ew, you used to be with girls. I don't give a shit.
But that's the double standard.
I know. But I'm not on the girl side, so I can't be like, ew, you used to be with boys. But that's a very common thing. I don't know.
We should poll the audience. Right here, let us know what you think.
About what?
Especially if you're a female.
I don't know. But just, I was going to say, maybe it's just, commercialized is not the right word, but whatever the equivalent of commercialization would be, like it's made public like black women do it, but like what you said earlier, it was a white lesbian. She was like, he been with it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, my friend that was bi?
Yeah.
Oh, she was black.
Oh, you did say that. My bad. Well, they just shot my argument in the foot. But do you think white women are like that too?
I think it depends on the white woman.
Because like I said,
See, I think white women, okay, ladies, if you're listening, here's what I think that white women have figured out that I'm not sure black women have figured out yet. Just a theory.
well, before you go, I think that white women are more open to it because of ass, but I don't really know why. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't know what else to say.
shit.
You interjected, and now here I sit with no words.
You were saying that what white women have figured out that you don't think black women have figured out.
Marriage.
Mirage.
Get married. Half is yours. See, white women look at it and they go, we get married. Because marriage comes with all this list of stuff. And black women are like, I ain't got time for this. Perspective. I think that's why white women are a little bit more like,
He can be gay.
he can be gay.
That's the thing. He can be gay.
Yeah. And I think they're like, sorry.
You really think?
I do.
I don't. That wouldn't go
100% believe that.
If that was true.
I'm not saying every single
right.
woman, but I'm a majority. I'd be willing to say majority. Whereas I feel like black women are like, I need a soldier. That's his job.
Just go stand up for me.
Like they're looking for
things, and you know what I mean. That's
if your status ain't hood,
Yes.
I ain't checking it. Better be street if you're looking at me. I need a soldier.
You're a hot man. But then on the other hand, though, there'll be a whole another 45 minutes. But
Try me. I usually can wrap something up pretty quick.
I was gonna say, so then this is a little offshoot though. But then maybe that's the same reasoning why white women historically would be more sexually open to different things than black women. In the open, in private, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same.
Yeah.
Openly would be like, white women, they giving head. Black women ain't sucking no dick. But in private,
Was that true? Because I've heard that.
I mean, it's about 50-50. Thank you. You ain't gonna look out there.
What was that about?
I'll say your face. You ain't gonna send me up for no.
What was I going to say?
I have no idea. That's why we got you look out there.
That's just good attention to gmail.com. Send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. We also have Instagram. Those are good intentions.
Oh Lord, we keep going wrong. I see your face like I feel a snitch, and I was like, what is he gonna tell me?
No, I wasn't going to say a word. I was just going to say, like, you know, do any of your friends, like, have you all ever talked about that? Like, does it seem to be a common thing?
I don't know. I think when we were younger, we assumed the same thing. It was like these white girls, they need some head, and they're gonna be more sexually open. But at the same time, I don't think. But I've been not recently with people, with a woman or two in my 38 years of living that have been open-minded to things, and I think it just depends on the individual. I don't think it's tied to a race thing, but I think it's more so it's a secret, but not a secret as in I'm not gonna tell him that I like to do nasty stuff. It's more of a secret, like they're just not announcing it to the room, but they'll announce it to the person they with.
Do you think that it is... White women are very much encouraged to get to the altar.
Yeah,
And that is an activity that might rope a man in.
absolutely.
That probably once the ring falls on,
Unrope him.
that
No more fellatio for you.
this is not for you no more.
Pretty much.
And maybe black women just start talking about it.
I think so. Well, black women are typically
Or shamed.
taught. I don't know if it's shamed. I think they're taught to be like get as much education as possible and be independent, even though this thing called life probably takes two people. Or it's the percentage of success rates are higher when there's two of you. Whether it's two guys, two girls, one boy, or whatever it is. I think the success, because you think you have two incomes in your house versus one.
Marriage is nothing if not splitting bills.
Hi, Gabby.
Famously, that's been discussed.
Yeah, so you were like, ding, 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 get back to me.
That was a nice one. That was a fun one.
That was a good episode. That was funny.
Well, it was just internal.
Yeah. Shut up. I'm going to say the kids, I was like, internal.
I like that. My memory's getting better, just a little bit.
Yeah. Because it's recorded.
Because I say it, then I hear it later.
Exactly.
No, I think it's one of those things where probably for the most part it is an individual, but I do think that white women are more willing to get to the altar in ways that black women may not be taught to be as flexible about.
Well, I mean, are these white dads like, yo, make sure you get that nails?
I think it's the mama behind closed doors.
You think so?
100%.
That wouldn't blow my mind if it was true, or if it is true. I don't know. I'm not.
I will say, like, I know a few people that have had affairs, and they're disappointed afterwards because the white women that they're having affairs with, they're exciting, but then when it's their turn to be the girlfriend and then the fiance, once they get that ring,
they're like, fuck all this.
They're just like the wife was. And so there's this like, why can't you still be this as exciting as you were?
Because you have logistics now.
But it's because I was told all that was to get to the ring. Once you sign this paper, I don't have to do any of that anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it to begin with, and now I don't have to do it.
My thing is,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe that. But doesn't it have to take some type of? I can be wrong. I ain't never married a white woman, so I don't know. But some of that shit, don't you gotta enjoy doing to really do it for that period of time to tolerate it?
Here's the thing. Megan Thee Stallion told me the purse was expensive, so the pussy came with it.
Yeah, but like
my raptresses teach me that they want money, so sex is how they're going to get it from this guy.
Oh, because that particular transaction is temporary. They only got to do it once. Whereas when you get married, the contract of marriage is like, gotcha, bitch.
Right.
Okay, I can roll with that.
That's just what my raptresses are telling me.
And your Caucasian witnesses?
Well, yes. I don't know. Most of the women that, like, I had a friend. I'm not going to tell which one.
Tell us.
Well, I'm not going to tell you. Doorknob. Doorknob. Infamously.
The original doorknob?
Huh?
Is it the original doorknob?
Yes, which is not her nickname. She, quote, loved having sex, giving sex. Now, she's like, I was dumb. None of it makes anything, you know. It ain't been but a few years.
I mean,
but I'm just saying, like, she would say all this stuff to these guys, and then they would, once they did it, and then they might stay, she would try to keep them enticed.
I ain't got nothing for you, Blair.
But after a while, that was the end of that. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean she's going to keep it going.
So once they bust that biscuit open, then they're good to go.
I mean, infamously, she may or may not have a relationship right now, and they've never done anything.
How long have they been together?
2.5 years.
Huh?
Almost 3. Don't ask me why, because then it'll give it away.
What are they, a
They don't
pen
live in the
pal?
same state.
So they're a pen pal, a long distance love.
Here on look. Hit me through the phone.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
That means
Hit me through the phone.
it's with a guy?
Yeah.
He out there busting it wide open with somebody.
I hope not.
He over there fucking everybody. I don't know where he is.
He might be.
He busting somebody's biscuits open.
He might be. Somebody's biscuits is getting busted. Getting busted. Bust off? Bust in. Bust out?
Buzz off.
Bust off.
Yeah, he busting off.
He busting off on somebody's biscuits.
Straight sausage gravy.
Yeah. It might be his own hand biscuit. He might be the biscuit.
What?
Can I tell you where he is? It'll all make sense.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, I can't say it on here because someone might figure it out. Who I'm talking about. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, when you live
He living at the strip club.
the strike club.
Kevin, why? You know what I thought about the other day? Akon.
He's not
convict music. He was so popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
He sure was. Anyway, so it's not important to her anymore because she doesn't. She's like, we's in love. We've been in love for almost 3 years and never done anything.
Let me get the fuck out of
I'm
here.
searching for a real love. Yeah.
Are you ready? On that note.
Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. Let us know if you figured out where he lives. Let us know what you think. If you have any advice you'd like from us, we might be dabbling in advice giving.
He'll dabble. I'll just be right here laughing like a motherfucker.
Well, we also have Instagram, Nosey with good intentions. Hit us in the DMs. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if you enjoy busting off. What do you bust off to?
I'm gonna go with my face.
We also have a TikTok, Nosey with good intentions. We haven't really done anything on there, but we will. You never know. Be subscribed just in case it's free. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to our TikTok or any of the other stuff. We're here on YouTube, High Camper One. Nosey with good intentions. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted every Tuesday night when the video releases.
And every time we bust off.
Busting off every week. Busting off on a Tuesday.
Oh shit.
How do you spell busting off?
BUSSINOFF.
Is it one word or two?
It's gonna be two, but it's gonna be a time.
Oh, bust it wide open. Now, I've never understood how they can bust it wide open.
Oh.
They're all.
Women?
Yeah. The song says bust it wide open and something else. But they have to do the busting.
I believe it goes from the like spread your cheeks or your legs.
Nosey with good intentions at gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts.
And then you bust it open biscuits.
You are having your biscuit busted. Are you busting your own biscuit?
Oh shit.
What are your thoughts about busting biscuits? We also have a Twitter. Nosey Coach, she's hanging out. Also, free to subscribe to, follow, whatever it is on Twitter. If you're listening out there on the app, hi, how are you? Please subscribe to our podcast on the app that you're listening to it on. And feel free to give us as many stars as they'll let you give us to rate our podcast.
I've had enough for one day. Thank you, ladies.